The Wolverines went down to Happy Valley on Saturday night. They didn't get the win, but I saw some good things. The following video is my recap of Michigan versus Penn State. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and I just wanted to make a quick video capturing my thoughts on Michigan's 28-21 loss to the Penn State Nittany Lions down in Happy Valley. So before I start, please like the video, please share it, please subscribe to my channel, and in the description box below, I'm going to leave all of my previous Michigan football videos / vlogcasts, so you can watch them if you haven't seen them. And I'm also going to leave my most recent essay for the website A Voice to Men on what football teaches boys about manhood and how to be strong and how to be men. So that's all going to be down in the description box below. So Michigan went into Happy Valley and they lost 28-21 in actually what turned out to be a very exciting game. The night for me didn't end so exciting. In addition to the loss, I parked my rental vehicle in a parking structure which closed at 11. I watched the game at a Buffalo Wild Wings, and so I went back out to the garage and found it closed, and I had to Uber home and then Uber back the next morning and to get the vehicle out. But I got the vehicle back. So in any case, the game. So the game, it started off kind of shaky, and it looked like it was going to go the way of the Wisconsin game. Penn State shot out to a 21-zip lead, and it really looked like the game was going to get away from the Wolverines and things were going to snowball. And one of my friends actually texted in our text group, "It looks like the route is on." But Michigan stayed composed, and they were able to put 7 points on the board, and I believe they went into halftime 21-7. And then they came out in the second half and made a game of it. And in that first half, you could see signs that the offense was going to remain composed, and it was going to be able to put some, it was going to be able to string some plays together and make some drives. And that's what we saw. So I'm going to start with the defense first, then the offense, and then I'm going to close. Let's see. So I thought the defense played a good game. Not great, but good. They allowed those points early, and but they later on in the game they adjusted. And so I think Don Brown saw things in that first half, and he was able to tighten some screws here and here, and the defense adjusted. I thought that in total they were able to get good pressure on Sean Clifford. He got off and threw some touchdown passes in the first half, and he scrambled for one. But I thought that with the exception of one or two plays in that second half, I thought they were able to kind of clamp down on him and limit his effectiveness. One of those big offensive mistakes was the touchdown pass to KJ Hamler, where I think Josh Metellus came down off of his safety position and Hamler just blew by him. I thought that might have been the play of the game because our offense had started to march confidently down the field at that point, and if the defense had held there, the outcome would have either been overtime or perhaps we would have scored a go-ahead field goal or touchdown. But I thought that was a big play and a big mishap. And I think afterwards, Coach Harbaugh said that the wrong defense was out there. But credit to Penn State for taking advantage of that matchup because Hamler is a real he's a real burner out there. But I thought that for the hole that the defense started in, for the hole that the team started in, I thought that for the rest of the game, they played relatively well, especially Cam McGrone. And I thought that there was a missed interception in there. I think I'm forgetting the kid's name, but he tipped the pass, and one of our defensive backs had the chance to catch it for an interception, but the interception went through his hands. So I thought the defense played good, but not great, but well enough for the team to win the game. Now for the offense, once again, and I'll probably keep saying this throughout the season, but I thought last year's offense was fine, and I thought we had adequate weapons out there, but I just thought some of the play calling in key situations was kind of suspect by Jim. So I liked having the fullback. I liked being able to pound the ball, when necessary. But I just thought some of the play calling was kind of iffy. But as I'll discuss shortly, it seems like this year's running game and more of the spread formation is starting to get some traction and some confidence. So I thought the offense played a good game too, finally, and it was looking scary early on when Penn State went up 21 zip. They eventually, even though it started off looking like the Wisconsin game, the offense eventually began moving the ball effectively. Shea began buying time. He began finding wide receivers down the field. He threw that one interception, which looked like a miscommunication with the running back, or maybe one of the Penn State defensive ends got in there and jumped in front of it. There was a pass in the first half where Donovan, there was a crossfield pass, which was kind of dangerous actually, but Donovan Peoples-Jones just couldn't pull it in. I liked that deep ball to Nico Collins. I thought there should have been more of those. I think that the Wolverines need to consistently work that matchup, go downfield to Nico, work Donovan in the middle, and I'm not quite sure. I know that Tariq Black has blazing speed as well, but they haven't utilized him to his maximum ability yet. And Ronnie Bell, who I'm going to come back to, he made some plays in there as well. The run game looked ineffective early, but in the second half, I don't know if our O-line started wearing down Penn State's D-line, but in the second half, you started to see the running backs start to break free. So the running game just chipped away, and they started breaking free for bigger chunk yards in that second half. And then eventually, I think Charbonnet scored the touchdown when they waved off Ronnie Bell's touchdown due to I think Cesar Ruiz was downfield, and they called the penalty on that. And another thing is, it seems like when, especially on the road, a lot of calls go against us. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm a Michigan fan. Maybe it happens to your school too. But it seems like there are just a lot of missed holding calls and pass interference calls, and there are a lot of wonky penalties that seem to go against us on the road. Anyway, so Ronnie Bell, at the end of the game, it was a bit of a heartbreaker because he dropped that tying touchdown pass which would have sent the game into overtime. He was crying on the sidelines. I'm sure it was very emotional to actually be the player that dropped the pass. But again, I thought that, in games like that, that last play is the play that gets most of the ire and criticism and skepticism. But there was so much leading up to that, I think that would have prevented that. The big hole that was dug in the beginning, the INT, all the penalties that the refs call legitimate or not, the blown coverage that allowed KJ Hamler to streak down the field for that touchdown. There were so many things that if the Wolverines had not done, we might not have ended up in that position where we needed that Ronnie Bell catch at the end. I mean, again, the best case scenario is that your receiver makes the catch, but it was just a lot riding on that, and he just didn't make it. So the big thing, I think, is that there were no fumbles, and I thought that was huge. And so hopefully for the rest of the season, the Shea and the running backs and even the wide receivers will really secure the ball and not put it on the ground like they have been up to this point. So, in summary, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was their most complete game all season on both sides of the ball. We had the one missed field goal, but it was from 50 yards out. But I was pleased with what I saw. It was the most complete game. I think if they play like that, if they can get output like that on the offensive end, I think that they'll be in most of the games going forward, except maybe when Ohio comes to town, to the big house at the end of November. So, let's see. So, please like the video. Once again, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to, between now and the Notre Dame game, my goal is to make a video on whether or not Coach Harbaugh should be fired, because that question is now coming up. Well, it's been coming up for a while within the fan base, and also the media, and also the other fan bases. And I think it's a topic that requires its own video. It's a very complex thing. And so my goal is to make a video about that prior to the Notre Dame game. Maybe I'll make a video about that and combine it with some pregame thoughts on the Notre Dame game. But look out for that one, because it's an important topic and it's a complex topic, much more so than I think that the people who are calling for Harbaugh's head within the fan base understand. So with that, I'm going to conclude. We didn't get the win, but gotta put steel in our spines and sharpen our spines, like Coach Harbaugh said. And good game, Wolverines. And always remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Go blue, and I will talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.